If I knew being cringy would allow me to make six figures, multi six figures, give me the freedom of choice in my life, I wish I would have been cringy a whole lot sooner. And if you clicked on this video, you are already posting content on social media. You might already have a brand, or maybe you're thinking about it. But you have this deep-rooted fear of like, oh my goodness, what if people think I'm cringe? What if my family and my friends think I am a weirdo? What if people think I am a crazy? In this video, I want to share my take on cringe. And I also want to share how in the really beginning, this was like, I've been on social media for over 5 years now. In the really beginning, when I first got in social media, I got so much hate based on my voice and how I talk. And let me tell you, till this day, I still get hate and I still get trolls and I still get people saying, oh my goodness, she is so cringy. Now, this topic of cringiness is just so interesting to me because it's all about your perception and look on what you believe cringy actually even means. Now, of course, most people think cringiness is like you're recording in public, you're acting like an influencer, you are sharing things that's not really embodied to you. But most of the time when we think of cringiness, we think people are judging us even though they know nothing about us. And let's be honest, to be honest, I made a TikTok about this. Anytime someone sees your video or they see you recording out in public, they will probably think you are quote unquote cringe, or they will probably judge you for a second. But guess fucking what? They know nothing about you. And the next minute, they are too busy and wrapped up in their own worry. So I always think about, imagine that you want to create your own content, you want to build a brand, you want to impact people, you have so many stories and experiences to share, but the fear of other people's judgment about you is actually stopping yourself from showing up, when in reality, even when people judge you, when people think that you're cringy, they're only doing it for a second, and then the rest of the day, they're just worried about their own life's problems. Being cringy, I kind of love to think about it as like pain, like physical pain. If you are like, I mean, if you're a girl, you guys get this. If you do like laser hair removal, or if you do waxing, pain only lasts like a few seconds, right? Even if you are getting your ears pierced or you're getting a shot, a needle in your arm, that pain only lasts like a few seconds. After that, it's done, it's gone. You don't think about it anymore. You don't worry about it. It's kind of the same thing when it comes to creating content. Like, sure, you might be a little cringy for like a second or two, but after that, the pain goes away. It's like no one's even thinking about it. I cannot tell you how many times I have gone back and looked at my content. I'm like, I actually posted that? That's a little weird. That's a little cringy. But guess fucking what? That piece of content got me to building an audience of over 50,000 followers in a community. That got me to making multi six figures in my 20s. That got me from impacting people that I have never met in my life, people around the world. Like, imagine if I never posted that content, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now. So the first thing I really learned, and what I really want to get across to you guys in this video, is just know that you probably are cringy, quote unquote. Because once again, cringy is subjective. To some people, it might not be cringy. To others, it is, right? But if we just accept, yes, we're going to be a little cringe. We're going to be a little out there. Because let's be honest, average people will look at content creators and influencers and be like, that's different, right? But different might not necessarily equal cringe, but in their eyes it does. So for me, I'm like, okay, you know, it's cringy working a job. Like, could you imagine going to work 9 to 5, 40 hours a week for the rest of your life doing something that you hate? To me, that's cringe. Right. But of course, in society's day and age, cringe is influencers, content creators, people building personal brands. So yeah, like changing my perspective on cringe really helped me, but also knowing like, okay, fuck it. Like if I'm going to be cringy, that's fine. But once again, it's only going to last like a few seconds. And then after I accepted the fact that, hey, like I'm going to embrace the cringe is okay. The second thing that I did was I just honestly, like I didn't even pay attention or entertain the comments, the messages, the weird looks that I got, because I envisioned myself in front of an audience of thousands of people. I envisioned myself as someone who was making money every single day. I envisioned myself as somebody that brands would reach out to and be like, hey, we want to collaborate with you. I envisioned myself as a brand that people will literally search on social media, on YouTube for, because they want to watch my content. When you look at your content and your brand from that lens, it doesn't fucking matter if you're cringy or not, because you're just gonna continue to be inspired and motivated to keep going. Like, imagine if Michael Jordan listened to all of those people who judged him, who said, stop trying so hard, you're never gonna make it. People who are like, oh, there's so many people that are better than you, and they're like, oh my gosh, why are you practicing for hours and hours and hours a day? Why are you still showing up? It's cringe, go get a job, blah, blah, blah. Whatever his story was, imagine if he actually fed into that bullshit. He would not be the legend he is today. So for me, when I think about celebrities, people who have really made it, they have all gone through the cringe. They have all gone through phases where people didn't really actually believe in them. But once again, a lot of times we get so sucked into the vortex of like self-consciousness of, I don't want people to see us. Like, I now want to hide. If someone says something mean about me, I don't want to show up at all whatsoever. Something that I've done that's really helped me get out of that fear and really overcome it is not think myself out of it, is to just honestly take more action, right? And that's always helped me, because sometimes if we think our way out of it, we will think our way into not actually following through with it. It's like, oh, maybe they're right, because depending on how you were raised, we were grown in a society where we're supposed to be to ourselves. We're not supposed to be loud. We're not supposed to, stand out. We're supposed to fit in. We're supposed to work up, ourselves up the corporate ladder. We're not supposed to be different, honestly. So what I realized was, if I feel like I am being cringy and I myself am judging myself, it's going to be really hard for me to think my way out of it, because I was already brainwashed to believe that, oh, maybe I am cringy, maybe I shouldn't be doing it. So for me, this might not work for everybody, but I highly recommend you trying it, is to continue just taking action regardless of the fear. And that's what I did. I'm like, okay, fuck it. I'm getting these comments, but I don't really care, because there is somebody out there who, once again, who needs my help, who needs to hear my message. And for me personally, like, I am meant to live a better life. If I don't show up, I will be cringe. I will be working for somebody else. I will be hating my job. I will be just waiting for the weekends. Like, why would I do that to myself? Like, that is so much more cringe than like going after what I want. And after I just continued to take action, the cringe didn't matter anymore. And once again, if people kept commenting, like, block, report, delete, and over time, like, don't even look at the comments. If you're getting so many comments, if your content is going viral, just stop looking at it. Keep creating content. Keep posting videos. Keep taking action. Like, movement is the best thing that you can do. So if the cringe is happening to you, and if you're in the midst of it, don't think your way out of it. Take action, move. That's what I tell my community all the time, is clarity comes from action, not thought. The quicker you can take action, the clearer that you're going to become. Now, if you're still watching, a lot of you might be wondering, how do I actually make $100,000 before I turn 25 with my cringy content? And for me, how I did that was basically creating my own products, creating my own services. A lot of people wanted to learn how I had the confidence to actually show up on social media, how I actually had, the ambition and drive to write my own book, to speak on stages. And eventually I started to help people basically take their own experiences, stories, and build their own personal brands, create their own content on social media, actually have the courage to go live their own life. And people started to pay me for that, because a lot of my content in the really beginning was inspiration, motivation, how-tos, goal setting, courage, pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone. And a lot of my content is still very similar to that. But when people saw me doing outrageous, crazy things that were just like milestones after milestones, they wanted to do the same thing. So they would come to me and be like, hey, like, do you offer this as a service? Do you coach? Do you have a course? Can I buy something? Because I want to get to my goals a lot faster. And that's how I really started to monetize my content, my brand, turn this into a real business. And of course, if you're getting paid for your cringy content, it doesn't even matter anymore. It's like the people that are laughing at you, they're probably the ones that are working a job. I guarantee you there is not a single content creator, a single business, a single personal brand out there that will judge you for the content you create. It's always someone who is doing less than you. And let me tell you, if your goal is actually truly in 2025 to be your own content creator, to be your own business, to build a personal brand, to make your own money, let me tell you, like my brand, my channel, if you guys aren't subscribed, subscribe below. But like my channel is all about helping you create your unforgettable life by being your own boss. And what that truly means is having the courage to go actually live the reality you dream about. Not just think about it day on end. Imagine you actually live the dreams that you have every single night. And the only gap that is stopping you is the content, is the videos, is the cringiness. So I really hope this video helped you. This was kind of on the fly. I didn't really have this scripted at all, but it's like that was a topic that was kind of on my mind earlier this morning. And I'm like, why? Like there are so many people out there that have so much potential, but they're stopping themselves because they think they're cringe. But once again, cringe, it's real if you think it's real, but in reality, it only lasts like a second. If you look at it from that lens, it becomes so much easier. So I love you guys so much. I am out. Comment below if you guys love this. And until next time, make sure that you stay unforgettable.